So usually, mindfulness conjures up images of like serene yoga retreats or silent meditation halls.
Hmm.
But if you look at how high-pressure healthcare workers in Malaysia are managing their really chaotic, stressful minds, the secret weapon is actually, well, flatulence.
Yeah, it is definitely an unforgettable metaphor. I mean, psychiatrist Dr. Feng Changkar literally uses a song called Thoughts Are Like Farts, Let Them Go in his JOM Mindful Gym Now W program, which sounds totally absurd, but clinically it perfectly captures the mechanics of what we call cognitive diffusion.
Right, and that is exactly what we are getting into on today's deep dive. We're taking Dr. Fang's toolkit, which was originally designed for people in like life and death medical situations, and seeing how we can use it to stop fighting our own brains.
Well, to stop fighting, you first have to realize what you're actually fighting. Under extreme stress, the human brain prioritizes speed over accuracy. It just starts
And
taking...
like mental shortcuts.
Exactly. It takes these cognitive shortcuts, basically treating every minor issue as a lethal threat. And Dr. Feng calls these distorted shortcuts the ghosts, we think.
The ghosts we think. Okay.
Yeah, they're mental habits like catastrophizing or mind reading or, constantly discounting the positive things.
Wait, but aren't those shortcuts just, natural survival instincts? Like if I'm agonizing over a typo in an email to my boss, isn't my brain just trying to protect me from getting fired? That worst case scenario ghost is essentially my internal security guard.
I mean, yes, it is a survival instinct, but it's a totally outdated one. Your brain is reacting to a typo the exact same way it would react to, like, a predator in the brush.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right. So the reflex to scan for danger is completely natural, but the content of the thought itself is often just a habitual story, not an objective fact. The danger isn't really having the thought. The real danger is when we blindly fuse with it.
Like when you accept the passing feeling of, I might make a mistake as the absolute fact of I am entirely incompetent.
Yes, exactly. You stop interacting with reality and you just start living in a haunted house of your own making.
So if the danger is blindly fusing with these panic thoughts, how do we actually create distance in the heat of the moment? Because, when the alarm bells are ringing, logic usually just goes completely out the window.
Well, that requires a specific cognitive circuit breaker, so Dr. Fang developed the mind scan technique to force that distance.
Mind scan, what does that stand for?
It stands for spot, check, ask, and nurture. But the truly crucial mechanism here is the check phase. Instead of just believing your brain's alarm bells, you have to look for actual concrete evidence, almost like a scientist.
Okay, so if the thought is my boss hates me because of this typo, checking it means stopping to ask, did my boss actually say that, or did they just reply okay to my email like they always do?
Precisely. You are shifting from I'm a failure to I am noticing the thought that I am a failure. You create a buffer zone. Then you ask if holding on to this thought is actually helpful. And finally, nurture a wiser, more grounded perspective.
This connects perfectly back to the flatulence metaphor from earlier. If you try to hold a thought in or aggressively fight it, it just causes immense internal pressure and pain. You can't unthink it. You just have to acknowledge it happened, let it pass, and move on.
Yeah, and the clinical psychology actually backs that up through something called suppression rebound.
Suppression rebound.
Right, so if you actively try not to think of a pink elephant, your brain has to constantly monitor itself to ensure it's not thinking about the elephant.
Which just makes you think about it way more.
Exactly. That monitoring actually makes the thought louder and more persistent. When you fight the mental ghost, you feed it. Treating it like a passing biological function, just letting it pass, completely strips away its power over your behavior and emotions.
That means whether you are a trauma surgeon, a ward nurse, or just navigating a chaotic Tuesday at the office, you do not have to believe or wrestle with every passing thought that enters your head.
Absolutely. Your mind will always produce thoughts. That is just its biological function. But you have the power to step back, scan the evidence, and choose which ones to engage with and which ones to simply let drift away.
So as you go about the rest of your day, think about this. If our most negative self-critical thoughts are truly just passing mental farts that we don't need to claim as our core identity, what heavy emotional burden are you currently carrying that you could just open a mental window and let float away?